Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. If you're new to the channel, I'm Mike, and today I want to show you the craziest build that uses the Praxic blade and Stronghold. For this build, you're going to want to try and get the defensive form for the Praxic blade, which will give you back ammo when you block a bullet with the guard. Stronghold makes you take almost no damage when you're blocking with the sword, plus when you deal damage with the reflected bullets, you'll gain restoration. You're going to want to run Strand for this build. For your aspects, you're going to want Banner of War and Into the Fray, and Thread of Warding, Rebirth, Transmutation, and Generation. I run Shackle Grenades for the extra unstop capabilities. You can run any weapons that you want. I'm running a Pulse Rifle and a Combat Bow because they are in the seasonal champion rotation. And for my seasonal artifact, I haven't maxed it out yet, but the mods that I'm running include Kinetic Synthesis, which will drop an ammo brick when you deal sustained kinetic damage, and Riposte for extra unstop capabilities. I don't play Titan very much, so my stats aren't the best, but having a high weapon stat will definitely help you with this build. Here are the mods that I'm running. The most important ones are Kinetic Siphon for extra orbs when you're using the Praxic blade, Double Weapons Font for the bonus weapons stat when you have armor charge, Time Dilation for bonus armor charge time, and I like to use Lucent Blades just for the bonus charge speed for swords. If you want to copy my appearance, here it is. Now I'm going to be running solo ops at maximum difficulty on Ultimate. I'm well over the point threshold for an A+ score. Now the cycle for this build is so simple. All you do is block with your lightsaber. You will never run out of block. You will get restoration for blocking and reflecting bullets. And it's a slow build to run, and it may get a little boring at times, but you will not die. Banner of War also helps with your health regeneration, and it gives you bonus melee energy. As you can see, I am not taking damage while I'm being swarmed by enemies while 30 levels under. Using grapple grenades stuns unstoppable combatants, so it's really nice to have that because you can just throw it and go right back into guarding. Like I said, this build is really good. You will never die. However, it does get kind of boring because you will basically just be swinging around a lightsaber the whole time. And that unstoppable champion just went down like nothing. Running a crossbow for this build is also very nice because this season it stuns unstoppable combatants, so it's really nice to use when you don't have your grenade ability ready, or if you want to run something other than the suspending grenade. The build is especially good when you're fighting enemies that just shoot a lot of bullets like Grims, Scions, or Colossus. One weakness that I've found with this build is that slowing and getting frozen does kind of screw you over a little bit because you won't be able to block in that time and you'll be completely vulnerable to damage. But honestly, it's not a super big deal as long as you're careful. I'm not sure if this build is going to get patched or something. I'm not sure if this was an intentional design, but I don't see why it wouldn't be. I mean, there's no way that they didn't think of this build when designing the lightsaber. Doing mechanics like plates especially is really easy because all you need to do is sit on the plate doing nothing the whole time. Me and my friend both ran this build in a Grandmaster conquest last night and had no issue surviving the entire time. A good trick with this build is to focus on the high health combatants when you're being swarmed with bullets, because they will all focus on wherever you're aiming and will do an insane amount of damage. Plus, something that I didn't even realize until just then is that the reflected bullets do stun anti-barrier champions. This new Praxic blade is insane, especially when you get it fully kitted out with catalysts and stuff like that. I love running this thing. It may not be the highest damage, but for things like ad clear, you will have no issue with it. Another cool thing about the guarding with the sword is that it will block the pulling effect from weavers, which I actually didn't know about until right now. This build is really good if you just want to become a bullet sponge for your entire fire team and take the fire while also doing really good damage. I haven't even stunned this champion, and the amount of damage I'm doing to him is insane from just 3 enemies shooting at me. I'm not totally sure if this is true, but from what I've noticed, you also don't take damage from combatants shooting at you from behind using this build. This build is just all around insane for high level content, and I'm not sure how it'll be in PvP right now, but I guarantee it'll be insane, especially when you're getting hit with someone using the Immortal or just any auto rifle like that, or SMG. Yeah, and do you see how much damage this is doing to a Tormentor at 30 levels under? Now, a quirk with this build that I've seen is that sometimes it shows that the bullets are hitting for immune on the enemies that you're reflecting bullets at, but I don't think that that's actually hitting for immune. I still see the health bar going down. I think it's just a visual bug. I did this on Master difficulty before, on my Warlock, and I reached the second phase faster using this build than using my Arc build on my Warlock, which is my best build. Alright, so I've found a weakness with this build, and it's against Tormentors. They can still grab you out of your guard ability. However, for their dive attack, you don't take knockback. Yeah, that grab attack will get you, I won't lie. Yeah, and as you can see, it was close. I cut it very close. However, I still beat that ultimate solo op before the time limit was over. It may have been by a second, but that still counts. Playing this build was my first time playing Titan in the new Renegades expansion, and I had so much fun even doing the highest level content you can do in the seasonal hub. I totally recommend trying this build out to anyone who's having trouble surviving, because this might be the highest survivability build you can make. I also want it to be known that I barely upgraded my lightsaber so far. I don't have anything for the mod socket or the catalyst socket. With Hyperblade, this build could go even further beyond. And I'm not sure if it will work, but if you get Forceful Blade 3 on this, having higher impact may increase the damage of the reflected shots. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and go check out my Twitch, which will be linked below. I'm trying to get the rest of my playthrough out as soon as I can, but I have about 5 more hours of footage to sift through and edit, so it might take a few more days. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.